It's Wolf, and it is another Club Penguin Waddle Forever modding tutorial. This one is going to be about replacing room music in Club Penguin. So, I didn't really think to make this video until I actually kind of messed around with it a little bit and realized that actually this is a little bit complicated, so it would probably be good to have a video about. Plus, it's fun to do. I'm going to show you guys how to replace the music that plays in a room in Club Penguin. It's a little bit complicated. It's not as complicated as some other things I've done though in relation to Club Penguin. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first step, and again, using Waddle Forever for this, so this is a Waddle Forever tutorial. It might work differently if you're doing this for like a Club Penguin private server, or if you're using some other single player client, if any other single player clients exist. But anyway, I'm gonna go into Waddle Forever, and first step is to find the actual room music that we're going to go ahead and replace. So, as with most stuff, well, there's a couple different places we could look. So right here in the media folder, there is some music, but it's not really any like familiar music that you might recognize from Club Penguin. I think that a lot of the music in this folder is stuff that was used in parties. So if you want the music that's more commonly used in Club Penguin in the rooms and stuff, you're going to go to static and then play, v2, contents, global, and then you're going to go into this music folder. So Swift 1 here is actually the coffee shop music, as you can hear, and we're going to go ahead and use that as the example in this video just because it's easy and recognizable, and like it's easy to get to the coffee shop to show that the music has changed. So now that we found the music that we're going to replace, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up a new folder elsewhere, which I actually already have one created because I messed around with this and made sure it all worked before I recorded this video. So I'm going to go ahead and specifically copy this, so that way we're not messing around with the original one at all. And I'm going to go ahead and paste that into here. So now we have a copy of this Swift file, because we're actually going to have to edit this in FFdeck or a different Swift editor if you have one, because that's just the easiest way that I found to do this. The song that I have here is Holiday Weasel by Kevin MacLeod, and this is what it sounds like. So it sounds pretty significantly different than the normal coffee shop music, but still kind of fitting for Club Penguin. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this, and we're going to go ahead and open up this Swift file for the music in FFdeck. Beware your ears, it might get loud for a second. Okay, it didn't do what it did before, but sometimes, for some reason, at least with the coffee shop music, the sounds in this song are actually split up to come in on different frames. I'm not totally sure why it's set up like that, but sometimes if you'll open it up in one of these like flash editors, it'll play like all the sounds at once, so that can be kind of loud. So anyway, the easiest way that I found to do this is actually to pretty much delete everything except one of these defined sounds. And we're also going to delete all of the frames that this is triggered on except for the first frame, because we're just going to use one big sound to play this song. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go and delete the markers on these frames. So now frame 5 is the only one left, and it is starting the first sound. So, I'm going to go back up into here, and we're also going to delete the remaining 3 sounds of this song. Now, it'll probably be different depending on the room you're going into, but this should give you an idea of what all needs to be done. So now we are left with just one clip of music, and we're going to go ahead and replace this. And I already navigated to the folder the song is in, but that's what you're going to need to do is find where your song is, and then open this. And now, Holiday Weasel is the song that is playing instead of the normal coffee shop music. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And now we have our changed music Swift file. And then even if we open this in just the flash projector, you'll hear that it is now playing Holiday Weasel instead of the normal coffee shop music. So now we need to go ahead and make a mod, which I've shown in a couple of videos, but I'll go over it again here just because it's always useful, especially if you haven't seen the other videos. but we need to do some folder pathing, and this one's a little bit longer than the other ones if I remember right, because it requires like a couple more folders to be gone through. So it always starts at play, which is media static play. So we start here. So we'll make our folder and we'll call this just coffee shop music replacer. Now we're going to go ahead and, I'm saying we're going to go ahead a lot in this video. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy the file path to where the music we want to replace is. So next is going to be v2. And then content. Global. Music. And now we'll go ahead and put our modified SWF file into this music folder. And I'm going to back out a little ways and put this actual mod folder into the mods folder of Waddle Forever. So now we should be all set up to open the game and enable the mod. So go ahead and start Waddle Forever. I know there's a new version available. I need to download it. I just haven't yet. This should still work on newer versions of Waddle Forever though, I believe. So open mods, coffee shop music replacer. It's already checked because I already did this earlier, but I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck it and then recheck it. If this is your first time doing it, it probably will be unchecked when you go to enable it. So we log in, go to the coffee shop, and now it is playing that other song, the Holiday Weasel song by Kevin MacLeod. And so pretty much any MP3 this should be possible with. I remember a lot of Club Penguin private servers used to have custom songs like that and stuff. Especially like some of the edgier ones would have like rap songs and stuff that would play in certain rooms. Of course, pay attention to copyright and things like that. The reason I'm using that Kevin MacLeod song partially is because all of his songs are very easy to use for YouTube videos and things like that. That is how to replace music in Waddle Forever. It's pretty straightforward. Probably, well, it's a little bit complicated, but it's not super complicated. It's a good introduction to using FFdeck, I would say. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in other stuff in the future, and bye-bye.